What's up, guys? This is Webby back again for a special podcast for you. This edition, where I'll be going over and discussing what's next. What's next in the WWE for us wrestling fans? What's next in the WWE now that WrestleMania 34 has come and gone? Last night, you got a review out of me at IHOP. I gave you brief review and thoughts on it. Very intriguing, very entertaining. Go and check it out. Today, now that the 7-hour-long spectacular is over and we've had a good rest, we are going over this pay-per-view and seeing what's next for us wrestling fans. Because there's a lot we can gather from this pay-per-view. What's going to come from it? What's stopped? Stuff that we can't even predict now because it just came out of thin air. We thought we had it, and Vinnie Mac was like, "Oh yeah, I got him there. They can't predict what's going to happen, you smart marks." All that, plus so much more, right here on the podcast tonight. First off, thank you for tuning in this past weekend for all my WrestleMania things on Facebook, here on the channel, both much appreciated. The On the Road video with me and Andrew, the WrestleMania review with me and Andrew, the live reviews clips on Facebook. I will have a WrestleMania weekend trip right here on YouTube coming up within the next couple days. I'm working on getting that together, so don't forget to tune into that. Stick around on the channel to see what that is. It's going to be very intriguing, much appreciated, and you will enjoy it. But when we look at WrestleMania and what they gave us last night, you know, from top to bottom, on paper, before we saw this thing happen, we thought, wow, an extraordinary card for us wrestling fans. And then once they delivered it to us, what did we see? Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles put on a matchup that made everybody in the arena go to sleep. I was there. I know that everybody by that time, it was a bad placement. Nobody cared about it because of how they booked the matchup. It was just boring. Everybody was just yelling out things that it was just crazy in my section. Sure, you had your Nakamura and AJ Styles chants every once in a while. Somebody yelled out, "Vince, stop making WrestleMania 7 hours long," during the match. Vinnie Mac guaranteed sabotaged this matchup. And he should have groomed it and made it awesome. Let those guys go out there and produce. Why? Because you had a masterpiece. You had something special in your hands. And you, as Rusev would say, crushed it. So, Give these guys another matchup and let them go put on a 5-star classic. Nakamura turning heel, I'm not buying it because it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what character he plays. He's one of those guys like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles and Braun Strowman and anybody else, that it doesn't matter what character they are, people are going to cheer. That simple. Now, what about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns? A match out of nowhere. You want to talk about an RKO out of nowhere? Forget about that. Brock Lesnar winning is out of nowhere. Brock Lesnar winning is out of nowhere. It is completely just wow. Everybody thought that Brock Lesnar was going to be gone, speared in half. 1, 2, 3, and another reign supreme. Dun 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 dun. Did we see it? No. Thank you, WWE. Now, before you all think I'm going to start praising this, no. Not to the extreme where I'm extremely happy. Because Roman Reigns had no business kicking out of 5, 6 F5s, getting pinned on the 7th, having to get busted open. None of that jazz. He had no business going through a table, the announce table, and still kicking out. He is not a Roman superhero. WWE, this guy is not the answer. Being in the audience last night clearly showed that that guy's not the answer because of how the audience treated it. I thought they were going to sabotage it with yes chants, just like they would have at WrestleMania 30. If Daniel Bryan wasn't in that main event. Instead, we got Beach Ball Mania. We got Wave Mania. We got Rusev Day. We got Boring. I was walking down to go sit down in my seat, and some lady said, before the match started, well, show's over. Roman is not the guy. Simple as that. You all can dispute that with me all you want. I'm not the only one out there that is saying this. Okay? Pure and through. Now, when you think about what Brock Lesnar might do with the title, is he going to just lay it down and do something like he did at WrestleMania 20? Is Vince going to have him do something like he did at 20 and make everybody just absolutely hate him? Even though it's not going to work because everybody loves to see Brock Lesnar. Or is he going to wrestle tonight and lose? Is his contract extended? What? Who can beat him now? There's nobody. And I'm not saying Roman Reigns was believable, but there's nobody that's even close to being believable. No. Not a chance. And then there's The Undertaker and John Cena. Now, I've already told you what I thought about the build. What's next for these two superstars? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. However, I will say this. I have seen something that was just downright cringe. Seen reports saying The Undertaker does not need to be remembered by his WrestleMania 34 performance. Let us get something straight here. Anybody that looks at The Undertaker's WrestleMania 34 performance and just strictly remembers him by a under 3-minute match. It wasn't even a match. It was a segment. It was John Cena squashed by the phenom of the WWE, by the man who is in his yard, The Undertaker. If anybody just remembers him by that match, I don't know what to say to you, because he has had a stellar, awesome career. The build, John Cena did an absolutely tremendous job. The match was exactly what it needed to be. He needed to go out there and get squashed. I at first was disappointed in it to some degree because I wanted to see an actual good contest. But look, when you really sit back and think about it, after all the nagging and hateful comments that John Cena said to The Undertaker, calling him out, it only makes sense that The Undertaker would come out and stare him down, do a few moves, put him in his place, and send John Cena all the way to the outskirts of hell. Thank you, JR, for giving us that line. Or what about tag team titles? Both of them. Bludgeon Brothers, I don't have much to say about. They deserve tag titles. New Day doesn't need it. Usos, still one of the best tag teams, if not the best tag team in the WWE, but they don't need a tag team championship. As far as the Bar and Braun Strowman and Nicholas, if I think just as much as I did last night, Nicholas, I hope that is a Make-A-Wish. If it's not a Make-A-Wish, what in the world is WWE doing? History in the making. Another little kid. Another history in the making. Little kid wins tag team titles with, whoa, get these hands. Braun Strowman. Okay. Matt Hardy and Woken Bray Wyatt. Yes. Okay. This What can you say about this? I like it. Makes you something to actually want to see Bray Wyatt in now. I mean, honestly, hopefully Bray Wyatt doesn't get, squashed now. Hopefully they don't just kill this gimmick. Hopefully they don't kill this tag team, this formation. Hopefully Vinnie Mac grooms this and it doesn't just flicker out. A lot of times WWE has a tendency to say, well, these are unusual fans. These are fans that will cheer for who they usually boo for and boo who you usually cheer for. So, with this being said, WWE could just look at this and say, this doesn't mean anything, the reaction that they got. And me personally, I think that's a crock. And I hope they do something with it. Now, when you look at the modern day Phil Haraja, Vinnie Mac, Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr. I don't know what WWE's problem is. I don't know what your problem is with Rusev. What can't you see about Rusev? What don't you see in Rusev Day? The guy is over. The guy is one of the most over superstars in your company. He makes you want some, probably the most money. One of the guys that makes you the most money in the company. T-shirts, Happy Rusev Day. Absolutely awesome. And you go back to the guy that is going to take the United States Championship right down the tube, just like he took the WWE Championship. Same rinse and repeat. Just boring junk with Jinder Mahal. Now, what's next? Jinder Mahal hopefully will drop that very soon and he doesn't have a long title reign, because if not, that U.S. Championship's going to be a sunken ship. And it'll be worthless. And somebody will have to bring it right back up. Just like AJ Styles did when he had the title. And is still doing with the WWE Championship. Should have been Rusev. Now, the IC title. Finn Balor should have it. He should have it. That's all I can say. Seth Rollins doesn't need it. I don't care if they are making history by giving it to him. He doesn't need it. Finn Balor needed it. He needed the rub more than Seth Rollins. Finn Balor deserves the Intercontinental Championship. Stop making all this history junk. When are you going to see something in Finn Balor? It was right there. That was the moment. That was the time. What's Seth Rollins going to do? Probably go to SmackDown with the title, and we're going to get the United States Championship over on Monday Night Raw during the draft. You watch. Now, Asuka. You know, her losing the streak to Charlotte makes absolutely zero sense. And for all you Charlotte fans out there, I'm going to break the ice to you. Look, the only reason why she won, and I am 100% convinced of this, is she's a Flair. Flair, number one. Number two, yeah, does she have a little bit of wrestling ability? Yeah. But when you really stop and think about Charlotte defeating Asuka, that stops Asuka dead in her tracks. The only positive I see out of this, the only positive is that a UFC star, because in my eyes, that's all Ronda Rousey is. Them bringing her in to replace Brock Lesnar when Brock leaves. It gives a WWE talent that rub. Do I think it should have been Charlotte? No, because she already has enough accolades. Now, here's what's going to happen. Charlotte's going to go into WrestleMania 35, and she's going to lose to Ronda Rousey. Mark my words. You can mark them right here. The day after WrestleMania 34. I'm saying it now. That is on WWE's mind. Big, huge money match. That's what they're thinking. As far as the other women's championship, who cares? Really, who cares? The sooner Carmella cashes in on Monday Night Raw, the better. I don't want to see Nia with that women's championship. Nia is not a credible champion. She hasn't won enough matches in the WWE in 2018 to amount to anything. Just because she's big and she's powerful and strong does not make her a credible champion to me. Vince McMahon always has this big thing with big muscular type individuals. Sees the same thing about Nia Jax. You know, I have absolutely zero interest. And that match was just horrible. So what's next? The sooner Carmella cashes in on her, the better. This WrestleMania will go down as a WrestleMania that was full of promise, was a card that had such promise for us wrestling fans, and it was snap, crackle, and pop. Little by little. Some of it was good, some of it was bad. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, snap, crackle, and pop. And what's next? It's like we are all guessing now. Because they threw us bombshells last night. On top, Roman Reigns losing. All the way to the bottom, where we didn't even see a cash in by Carmella. And she got dumped very quickly. First one out in the women's battle royal. So, what's next? We will all find out. And it's a big hole and a big question. Because WWE was definitely not rinse and repeat. Just going in the motions last night. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Subscribe. Hit the bell for all notifications. See you tonight for Monday Night Raw review. And until I see you then, this is Webby, and I will catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.